Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. I hope everyone's having a great weekend and enjoying the weather. We just had a little rain roll through here for about an hour, which was really nice, not so long. Tomorrow, very gnarly weather in the evening to the center of the country, Arkansas to Chicago, St. Louis to Pittsburgh. You guys, please be safe out there. If you're driving a convertible, you probably want the top up, but they're talking tornadoes, gnarly storms. Please be careful out there, everyone. Um, Especially on the roadways. The fun part about putting the Miata back together, and you'll be happy to know, just a little update. Almost 200 miles on this since we finished all the hose clamps and the new steering and stuff, and it's very happy. No leaks. It's running great. Steering feels awesome. The tires I'm not happy with, but we will eventually swap those out. And I apologize if it's lagging. It looks like it's lagging on the video, so not quite sure what that's from, but we'll try and take care of that. So happy with the Miata, and obviously it's gorgeous weather down here, so having the top down and cruising around in this thing is a lot of fun. It's also, and this is kind of self-serving, but it's fun for me. People are not expecting a 6'1" guy to get out of a lowered Miata, and it's really funny to go to the grocery store, go to the gas station, whatever, and people see this tall person get out of this lowered car. I do enjoy that. It's only a moment, but it's fun for me. So sorry, I really like that, but I do enjoy that reaction from folks. So I'll fully admit that. The one thing. Just really quick, and this is not any kind of super detail, massive mirror shine on your paint finishing thing. There's a million other videos out there for how to get that super mirror finish on your car, and you can watch any of those. If you want recommendations, I'm happy to send you stuff. Fortunately, I've worked with some really, really awesome detailers that have given me kind of just a basic understanding of automotive paint, clear coat, all that stuff, and how to make it look at least halfway decent, like you own the car and it's not just sitting in the backyard forever and ever. Addison Good and the guys at the Motorplex, they took care of all the cars at the New Albany Motorplex, and they were fantastic, really, really nice guys. And I asked questions, and they answered. Addison did absolutely amazing work on some really, really amazing cars that, believe it or not, like $1 million cars had crap paint, and Addison would make them look really, really nice. So super great guys. Just gave me the basics so that I keep my car clean, keep the paint protected, and then if I needed to, I can hand it over to them, and they can do all their super duper stuff and give it that. I'm sure you guys have seen the video where they're videoing and it looks like a screen, and they pull back and it's actually the mirror shine off the side of the door or something on the car. Those are always cool, but that's not what this is. This is for guys who actually own tools and get dirt on their hands, and they've been working on their car for weeks or whatever, and now they have to clean it up at least to get it nice. So that's what this is. This is super basic. You can critique the shit out of this all you want. It's up front, I'm just going to tell you guys this is super basic, super minimal, and not trying to win any awards or anything. Like I said, I don't get paid for any of this. I'm doing this for you guys. Now, the Miata, I shipped it down here from Ohio. I trailered it down. It was in an open trailer. Got covered in crap. Absolutely covered. There was rain on all of my trips. I went through hurricanes or I went through rainstorms on the 4 trips that I did down here. So it definitely got its fair share. It sat outside for a couple of weeks while I was moving everything in. And then it was up on jack stands for a month and a half while we did the steering rack and stuff. So dirt, pollen down here is pretty hardcore. All this stuff settled on the car. and you can, do your detailer, Jack's Wax, Hawaiian Shine. But like I said, I really only use Jack's Wax stuff in my shop. They have everything I need from basic car care all the way up to hardcore detailing. So, excuse me. Jack's Wax stuff is what you can use. And Jack's Wax does have a really great Claybar kit. So definitely check them out for all of your car care stuff. What I'm going to use today is stuff that I have left over that I'm trying to get rid of because I'm reloading everything with Jack's Wax. So I'm just trying to get rid of the stuff instead of just throwing it out. I figured I would use it. It also gives me a good comparison to Jack's Wax stuff, which one works better, which I'm sure the Jack's Wax stuff does. But it's a good comparison, and it also lets you know there's other stuff out there. So they're not the only ones. So I got a ton of crap on the car, and you can feel it when you go to wipe down the car. Even if you just use a quick detailer, it will feel very rough. It'll feel rougher than your skin, and it'll feel kind of like really fine sandpaper, like 1,000 grit sandpaper or 2,000 grit sandpaper. It'll feel kind of like a board, like a 2x4. And it feels rough, and paint should not feel like that. It should be mirror smooth, right? So the trick is to get that feeling back. And the problem is there's really, really fine particles like sand and pollen and little pieces of dirt and stuff that have gotten into the clear coat and gotten into the paint and either rested there and slowly worked their way in, or with help from the sun, they got baked in and sunk into the clear coat or whatever. So how do you get those guys out? Your detailing spray is just going right over top of it. You want your, you want to pull that stuff out so that you can get a really nice smooth finish again. So and you're going to see a bunch of fingerprint marks on the Miata because I did a basic clean, and then washing doesn't really help because, like I said, it's stuck in there. So even if you wash, soap, water, all of that jazz, 2-bucket method, it's still going to stay in there, and you can't really lift it out. The washing will take some of it out, but you really have to get in there. And this is where claybarring comes in. And claybarring is very tedious, and it is time consuming. Even on a little vehicle like this, like on my truck, it would take me probably 2 days to claybar it. The Viper takes 2 days. Left side and right side, it takes forever to do. Miata is pretty much a full day project to Claybar. And so I'll go over some basics and show you guys how to do the Claybar stuff so that you can do it. It's not something to be fearful of. It sounds really extreme, like, oh, I'm trying to go to, Amelia Island and win Best in Show. No, but those guys do Claybar stuff. So kind of on the right. But this is if you want your car to look nice. If you're going to Cars and Coffee, whatever. And you don't have to clay bar every day. You can clay bar once a month, depending on how much time your car is outside. Once a month, once a year, whenever you feel it getting rough. And you can just run your hand over it and you're like, oh, wow, this is kind of rough right here. So I'll show you guys how to do some clay bar stuff with some old product. Like I said, just go get the Jack's Wax kit. It's like $30 and it'll last you at least one full clay barring of a car. So let me show you how this works and we'll get going on it. So I have this old kit, and we're not gonna name any names. That's why we blacked out the name, because they don't pay us anything. So this is how the kit comes, and it comes with this has my initials on it because it was at a place that had a whole bunch of other people. So this has 2 bars in it, 2 100-gram clay bars, and it has a sprayer and a cloth, 16 by 16 microfiber, and a instant detailer. And it just comes as a kit, and it's got basic instructions on the back. So I'll show you what the clay bars look like. This is most of a clay bar, and this is a brand new one. It's a little aged. This is what I took off the Miata a couple days ago. So these are in a plastic bag. Now these clay bars are individually wrapped like that, and they're sealed up because you don't want them to dry out. It's clay. You don't want it to dry out. So this is the one from the Miata, and they're kind of sticky. Not like gross, not like a booger or anything, but whoops, there's some bonus plastic in there. This is one full day with the Miata. This was all yellow. So I'm gonna put this down because I'm gonna fold this into kind of what looks like a bar. So this Claybar, this bar of clay, is near the end of its life. It is not quite yellow anymore. So, and they come in different colors. They come in gray, yellow, a bunch of different colors. You guys can see how much stuff this thing has picked up. It looks like paint. It's black, but it's actually dirt off of the Miata, off of all the sections. So I'm gonna finish off this guy. We'll save this for Viper, for truck, or whatever. But definitely keep them sealed. They will dry out on you. I'm sure you can moisturize it or whatever, but I don't usually do that. The other warning with Claybar, if this thing drops and hits the floor, throw it away. Because it is picked up just in that 1 second. Even if you have an immaculate floor, in that 1 second, it has picked up so much huge dirt that is not related to your car off of the floor. And even if you fold it a million times, it's just going to carve up the paint on your car. So you got to pitch it. Sorry. That is part of the deal. And then you go get a new Claybar. So since I've been using this one on the Miata, I'm going to finish this off with the demo tonight, just because this is how much stuff I picked up just from the last Claybar. Whew, sounds like I need something to maybe quench my thirst a little bit. I don't know. Maybe something like that. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to give you guys, literally, this is super basic. You can use gloves if you want. And again, this is some leftover. This is just quick detailer. And again, they don't pay me anything for it. So this is what it looks like. You have to use a lubricant with the Claybar. There are clay mitts out there that have like little pieces of Claybar mixed into the mitt. You can use those, but you'll always need some kind of lubricant. Otherwise, this will not slide over and pick stuff up. So you have a lubricant because that also helps lift those nasties out of the paint. It gives them a way to release. So we use a quick detailer and we do very small sections on the car. When you have a brand new bar, you will see this thing turn black and pick up so much stuff, even on the first section. It's amazing how much stuff it picks up. Even if you think your paint, like you just got it from the dealer, you'd be amazed what comes off of the paint. So I'll just show you guys real quick. We do really small sections, 10 inches by 10 inches, and then we just move around the car. You can probably do 12 by 12. That's probably okay. But you move around the car and keep doing different sections until this thing basically runs super smooth over this. You'll be, and it'll feel rough. And in some cases, like it was on the hood of this car, you can actually hear it pulling up all the contaminants and all the garbage that's in the hood. So that's when you know it's bad. When you can hear it pulling stuff up, that's when it's bad. So I'll just show you guys how to do this quick. And I'm not going to do the whole Miata, hours-long project, but we're just going to spray an area here. And you can load it up. It doesn't really matter. There's not like too much. I mean, it's stupid if it runs down the car, but you want to make sure you have the area covered. You don't want it kind of dry. Claybar goes on, and I like to hold like an edge so that if it flings, I can actually catch it. And so I have like a little L shape on there. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I'm kind of holding it with my knuckles, and I can feel it right here. And then you'll feel it get smooth. When it gets smooth, like you just saw my hand catch right there. When it gets smooth, that means you've got most of the contaminants out. You can do as many passes as you want until you feel it get smooth. Trying to keep this liquid up here. I don't know if you guys can hear that. So this is how it works. Right there's a rough spot. You can tell your hand will catch. I'm trying to keep it fluid. You'll be going along nicely, and then all of a sudden it'll catch, and you're like, oh. Now, you do a spot like this. Actually, you can do this anytime you want. Here's the other cool trick to the Claybar. That's actually so much crap there. Here's the cool part about Claybar. So now I've done that on this. What you do is you fold it back in on itself and you make another new pad. What that does is that seals those contaminants inside the clay so that they're not going to come out again. So it does look dirty, but that stuff is actually sealed in there and it can't come back out again. So we just folded them back in. We're going to make a new bar and come back. It's not really a bar, it's just kind of a pad. Detailer. And that's the good part about using the Jack's stuff, because if you use Hawaiian Shine, it smells really good while you're doing this. But they also, for Jack's Wax, I would use the Body Shine. It's, I think, a better tool, a better lube for doing Claybar. But Hawaiian Shine smells so good. Yeah, see, I can feel a rough spot right here where it keeps grabbing the clay. So this is how this works. There's another rough spot right there. And this is just on this little quarter section of the hood. Oh, this is obviously rough up here by the edge. The rest of this came out pretty darn smooth. Oh, you can just feel it catch stuff. And it's a lot, you know, it's garbage from the road, you know, like the paint for the lines in the road. Sometimes that isn't fully dry and it gets flung up on your car. Bug guts, all of that stuff. It all gets baked onto the car. Or gravity works and takes it in. So there you go. There's another little patch. It's simple. And then again, you fold this in on itself and you make another pad. And the lubricant can go in there too. That's fine. That keeps the clay a little formable. It's tough clay. It's tough. So I'm going to put this guy in his plastic bag for now, just because we're doing this quick. Now, here's the other cool part, is we can take detailing cloth and wipe this stuff up. Now, when you wipe this section up and you haven't done the other section, you will notice a huge difference. Just from looking at it, you'll be like, oh my God, it's so much clearer. And it's more so, much more apparent on black cars, red cars. You will definitely see the difference. Now, it is not going to get out swirl marks, scratches, anything like that, but it will clean out all that stuff. Now, that hasn't totally dried. Bring this over here. It's a little hard to tell from this angle, but this section a lot smoother than over there, the hood bulge or the other side of the hood. So you can see why it takes a while, because you're going to really focus on very small areas, 12 inches by 12 inches, something like that. You can do it per section. So if you're doing the Miata, you can do this section of the hood, then do the center section, do that section, then do the headlights in front, do the grill. So you can do it by section on car. Cable here. Whoops. Bring you guys a little closer again. God, there's a delay here. So takes me a second. There we go. This is pretty close. So when you get this stuff all dried and cleaned off, be absolutely amazed at the difference. The other cool part is it's going to show you where you can clay bar further if you want to. And that's a really nice sign. You're like, oh, I can do more in here. I can do more up in this area. It'll show you where some of that dirt got left over. And then what you do is you just use a simple wax. Sorry, I can tilt this up again. You can use a nice simple wax and a polish, just a polish to sort of finish it off and sort of seal it. All that, the little stuff that you've taken off, the polish will help replenish. And then you put a wax on there to protect everything. That way you've got this super shiny black mirror finish. And it didn't take much. It's a lot of manual labor to do that clay bar all over the car. A good set of headphones, a nice playlist, and just go crazy and do the clay bar on your car. It does it for every color. You can do red, black, white, orange, green, blue, whatever. It doesn't matter. It works great, and your car will feel a lot smoother when you do that. It'll be noticeable from 1 foot. It'll be noticeable from 50 feet. So people will be like, wow, that guy takes care of it. That girl takes care of their car. So clay bar is super simple. There's a bunch of stuff out there. And they have them as kits like that. I know Jack's Wax has a kit. It's right around 30 bucks. Most of the kits are around 25 to 30 bucks. Usually you can do one car with them. You might be able to get a car and a half out of them. And the detailing spray, for me, the bottle is not enough. If you're going to have 2 clay bars, you need to have 2 bottles. So plan on one. I don't know. How big is the bottle that came with that thing? Let's just look. I'm going to name them 16 fluid ounces. So 2 16-ounce bottles should, decently do a car with clay bar. And that rice starts good. The other thing, and this is where the brands come into play too. So since I use all Jack's Wax stuff, I would say most of those brands, most of those products, the products are meant to work with each other. So with Jack's Wax stuff, the body shine works with the detailer, works with the clay bar. They all work together. Same thing with different brands. So XYZ brand, their detailer, their waxes, their polishes all sort of work together. Cross-pollinating with like a Jack's Wax detailer and a XYZ polish, you might get good results. The safer way to do it, find one you really like, stick with it. All of their stuff across the board with their stuff, way more than they're focused on working with anyone else's stuff. So depending on how deep you go, If all you're going to do is do a wipe down and detail before Cars and Coffee, cool. Then you can pretty much use anyone. All of them out there are really great. Um, I like the Jax Wax stuff because I know they were a little company in Columbus, and uh, Todd Isaacs is a friend of mine and super great guy. So he's just my former neighbor. So I love the Jax Wax stuff, and it's never let me down. That's why I stick with it. What I'm going to bring to you guys here is stuff that I have tried, tested, and it has not bombed out on me. So that's why I'm bringing you guys this stuff. If I recommend it here, that's because I've tried it, and I've tried to kill it, or I've tried to break it, or whatever, and it's given me the results that I need, and repeated those results. So that's where that stuff comes from. There are other products out there, and I'm sure they're great, but I'm not using them. So you'll have to try those, and you'll have to do that on your own. I'm not saying anything bad about them. I'm saying what works for me. That's all. That's it. There is really good stuff out there. I forgot, there was a detailer in the UK. I forgot the guy's name, and he's fantastic. He does really, really hardcore paint correction and all this other stuff. And he had a tub. It was like a half kilo, maybe a kilo of this carnauba wax, but it was $12,000 a kilo, and it was some Brazilian bee wax, whatever. And I can't fathom that. I mean, yeah, if I had a fleet of F40s, obviously that guy's going to come and throw that wax on my cars, obviously. But for my Miata, I think the Jax Wax, polish and wax is going to be just fine. I really do. So yeah, your level of cleanliness and hardcore detail can go to the outer space. It can go as far as you want. You just do some kind of basics. Get a very basic detail kit. Get a 2-bucket kit for washing the car, a mitt, a really nice drying towel, and like I said, try and stick with one brand because all those products are made to work with each other. That's the best way to do it. So, yeah, and then pick a day. If it's crappy outside, and don't really recommend doing Claybar in the sunshine because the Claybar will dry out really quick. So definitely do it in a covered area. Also, your detailer will dry really quick in the sunshine. So if you can, do it inside a garage. Do it one of those evening things where you're watching Theo Vaughn videos or whatever. You're just gonna detail while the headphones are on. It's very cathartic, and in the end, you have this really nice, shiny looking car. The hood obviously looks a million times better, and all it needs right now is a nice polish and wax. So I'm very happy with how this came out, the fenders and everything. And Miatas are notorious. Miatas are single stage paint, so you don't have a lot of paint to work with. It's not very thick. It's not 3-4 stage paint. It's not coming out of Kindig's shop. This is very, very basic stuff, and to make it look good is like I said, it's pretty easy with just a detailer, polish, wax, and a Claybar kit. So that's it for tonight. I just wanted to give you guys a quick and simple one. Tomorrow we're going to a vintage car show that's been around for 30 plus years, and I don't know anything that's old enough to go in the vintage car show, and it got sold out months ago anyway. But I'm going to go to the event anyway and check out some of the cool cars. So if I get a chance to go live here on YouTube, I'll do that. If I see something really cool, I'll pop on and give you guys the lowdown. But apparently it's a really cool show. They say, between 10 and 15,000 people go to the show. So that should be a lot of fun. It's supposed to be very nice weather tomorrow. And yeah, we'll go check that out. I appreciate you guys stopping by tonight, hanging out. Hopefully this helps and doesn't make you fearful of detailing stuff or anything like that. And if you want to, try it on a friend's car, or actually not a terrible idea. If you want to go to the junkyard, get a hood or a door, something substantial, get a trunk lid and test the stuff out yourself. Practice on a piece, try and make a piece of crap part look really, really good. That way, when it comes to your vehicle, you can actually make it look really, really outstanding. If you can make that junkyard piece look good, yeah. And a fender, a trunk lid, they're stupid cheap. You can get them, go to Pick and Pull, for $10 or whatever. If you can make that part look really good with the products that you're using, then you don't have to worry about your car. It's going to look great when it comes time to do your car. So give that a try. Who's here? Oh, hey Liz. Yeah, just finishing up. We were just talking about detailing and Claybar stuff. So a super simple, super easy one tonight. And I think that's about it. Also, just to let you guys know, because you'll be watching the live stream here, we are all signed up for Lemons. We will be at Pittsburgh International Race Complex August 10th, 11th, 11, 12, and 13. We will be at Pit Race. Racing with Lemons. We have the MR6 and we have the Monza out there. Monza is not racing, but the Monza will be a test day. So we'll have two cars out there, but only one's racing. And we'll be live streaming from inside the MR6 all weekend long. So definitely go subscribe and let your friends know if they want to watch. We have 3 cameras and we have a dash overlay. So you can watch the nose of the car. You can watch the cars blow up in front of us. We have one on the rear roof. And you can watch the cars behind us blow up. And then we have one in the cockpit so you can watch us pee our pants when those cars blow up. So we stream the entire race and we have a great time doing it. So definitely subscribe. You guys are good to watch all that stuff. We do it live and it's a lot of fun. We have a good time with it. So that's about it for tonight. I'll get you guys more updates from racing. Also, I'm going back to Ohio in about a week. So I'll do a couple more lives from here in the shop. And then I'll be in Ohio for a little less than 2 weeks for the race stuff. And then I'll be back here in Florida. So definitely stay tuned. We'll be doing a ton of stuff at my shop in Ohio. I've let the Bryans go crazy up there. And they've completely rearranged my shop. So that's my fault. I should have locked everything up. But it's okay. So yeah, we'll do tons of lives from there, and then we'll also be live streaming the race. So definitely go subscribe and let me know what you think. I love hearing that. Thanks again, everyone. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Like I said, I don't make any money on this. This is all for fun, and you guys are enjoying it, which means a lot. And yeah, I'll keep doing it as long as I can. As long as I can. So don't forget to show someone that you love them today. Give them a kiss on the cheek. Give them a kiss on the tip of their nose. Hold their hand. Give it a squeeze. It's really important for them, but it is far more important for you. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have fun. We'll talk to you soon.